Hello lovely viewers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Winnie and today we have a new recipe. I'm gonna show you how to make guacamole, which is yummy and nice. I am a content creator based in Kenya and I prepare for you nice content like this one. Okay, so do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also like the video. I'm gonna start off by cutting our avocado into two. Okay, just slicing it so that we can get the flesh out of it. You can use whatever avocados that you have at your disposal. Just ensure that you have they are not too ripe, they are not over ripened. Okay, remember avocados tend to oxidize faster, so if you use an over ripened avocado, by the time you're done with this procedure, or maybe by the time you want to start eating your guacamole, it will have turned blackish. Okay, so for this recipe, just choose avocados that are a little bit firm. So we've cut the avocado into two. We are now removing the flesh into our bowl. We're gonna do this for all the other pieces that are remaining. I've used 2 avocados for this recipe, but you can always use more or less depending with the number of servings you have to do. For this one, I'm doing it for a serving of 5 people. Okay, we're gonna have it as our salad as we have our rice and beans. Guacamole is a good way to just spice up your meal. If you make this recipe, I'm telling you, you're not gonna like the ordinary avocado anymore. You're gonna try it and I'm sure you're gonna love it. I tell you, every time visitors come and they eat this in my house, they always end up asking me for this recipe, and that is why I've actually shared this recipe here. Okay, so just do the same thing. This is the easiest recipe on this channel. There is nothing you need which is complicated. Everything you need, you have it already in your kitchen. You just need to get the avocados. Okay, just ensure you don't put in the black part and all that. Just ensure you are being careful not to add in anything that is gonna make your guacamole taste weird or taste bad. So let's remove all this so that we can continue with the recipe. Okay, let me know where you're watching me from and let me know which videos you like to see from this channel, and also I'll appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Okay, let me know also if you enjoy guacamole with other recipes, or which other best way do you know to prepare this guacamole. These avocados, they had spoiled a little on some sections, so I had to remove those bad parts so that I have a good guacamole at the end of the day. Okay, all that was spoiled and we are done with our 2 avocados. So get a masher. If you do not have a masher, use a fork. Okay, we're gonna mash this, mash it so that it's a little bit of chewy. Don't mash too much until it's like a puree. Don't puree it, just mash it a little so that it's not completely like, don't mash it a lot. In short, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to look for the right words. Okay, so I'm just mashing this, and if you have a masher, it's easier, but if you do not have, don't worry, use a fork. That will also work perfectly. So when this is done, I'm gonna put this aside now. You look, this is perfectly done. Let's put it aside. We put it aside and we start cutting our onions. So for this recipe, I've just used 1 red onion. You can actually use a white onion. The only reason is the white onion does not have the bitterish taste that the red onion has. So for me, when I cut this onion, I'd soaked it in water and salt for some minutes so that I can remove that bitter taste of a raw onion. So if you do not if you have a white onion, you can replace this red onion with the white onion. It's actually the best for this recipe. But if you do not have, just treat the red onion as I have already told you. Cut it into 2 or into small pieces and then soak it in water before you add it to your recipe. For me, I'd already cut it into half and I'd already soaked it in water and salt for about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. And then even if you also don't do that and you prefer your fresh onion, you want that strong onion taste, you can still cut it in and mix it in. Okay, this is going out perfectly. Cut the onions into very tiny slices, just as I'm doing in the video. Do not be in a hurry. Remember, you're preparing a good meal for yourself. Okay, I always say you should treat yourself well. Okay, make good meals for yourself because you are the king of your life. Okay, you are someone who should value yourself by giving yourself good treatment. Okay, that 5-star treatment. Well, now we are gonna cut our tomato. Okay, let's cut the tomato into very thin slices and then you cut into cubes. We're gonna cut this into cubes. We cut it into cubes. We just need 1 tomato for this recipe. That is enough. It's very much enough. If you use more avocados, I think you can add half a tomato, but don't put a lot of tomatoes because they will overpower the taste of the avocado. That is why it's good to just keep it as 1 tomato and 1 onion. You won't go wrong with that. Okay, let's add it in. Good. Now we're gonna cut in our coriander ama dania. Hii ni dania. Remove the stalk, put aside, cut this part of the leaves. Okay, this my dania I got, they had very long stalk, so that is why stems or stalk, that is why I've cut it. Otherwise, if the stems were shorter, I could have just cut the whole of it into these stems. I'll use them in another recipe. Okay, so I'll need to add this in. We are almost done. Okay, we are almost done. Let's now add in our lemon. You're gonna need 1 lemon for this. Lemon brings this taste together. It makes this recipe have a very good taste. Lemon has an ability to preserve this recipe. Okay, this guacamole, when you put the lemon, it seasons it and makes it have a very nice flavor, and it helps combine all the flavors of the ingredients we've put inside, and also it works as a preservative. Okay, very nice. Some people prefer to add in some oil, sunflower oil, but for this recipe I'm not doing that because I'm not used to eating raw oil. And seriously, I know most people, especially I see in Western countries, they love putting in raw oil, but I think for us Africans, at times it's really hard to adapt to eating the raw oils. But guys, let's add in some black pepper. You know what I'm talking about already. Okay, and then we're gonna add in some raw simsim. That's simsim, some little bit of nut inside there. I'm telling you, if you try this recipe, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love this recipe, I'm telling you. So just try it. If you have avocado in your house right now, jump in and try this recipe. Comment hapo kwa comment section, let me know what you think about it. Let's add salt to season and make it taste nice. Look at how it has come out perfectly. I almost felt like my avocados were few, like I should have added 1 more. Okay, but this was still perfect. It came out perfectly. Okay. And I always say that prepare enough that can be finished at one go. Avocado is the most tricky fruit. If you make it and leave it like that, it's gonna spoil so fast because it oxidizes with oxygen. Okay, so if you're not using immediately, like me, I put some aside in this small tin because I was going out and I did not want to eat that time, so I wanted just to prepare for the rest. They eat and I will come back to eat later. So let's have some for me put aside. And exactly, this is one of the best ways to incorporate fruits and vegetables together. Okay, so this is our perfect guacamole. If you're not eating right away, just close tightly with a lid or with a cling film and store in a fridge. Okay, hope you've loved this recipe. Do not forget to subscribe, and see you in my next recipe. Bye bye, and may God keep you and bless you. Bye.